those of you on YouTube, stand by, making certain everything's working here before we launch for Facebook. Again, things decently quiet for now. Hopefully they stay that way. And we are getting video signal through, so we're going to go ahead and go live on this one real quick. Again, YouTube, drop your comments into the chat function there. And if you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer what we've got going on. For right now, again, it's not seeing as much as we did earlier, so good news on that. The potential is still with us for severe weather. We'll take a look at what the Storm Prediction Center is saying at this point in time. If you are just joining us, it is just past 2 o'clock Eastern time. There is, again, a decent line of storms coming on through. We do not have not had any tornadic weather according to the National Weather Services in Huntsville or Nashville, so that's good news. But once again, we do need to be on our guard for the potential of more severe weather making its way through the area into the rest of the night. Let's go ahead and take a look at radar and give you an idea as to what we're looking at for right now. Those of you on YouTube, you'll have to look behind me over my shoulder. On Facebook, you can see a little bit more about what's going on in the main monitor in the upper right and center part of your screen there. We're watching this line making its way into the area. Again, the black shaded county lines, northwest Georgia, northeast Alabama, southeast Tennessee, and back into western North Carolina. That is the News 12 viewing area counties. And we have, again, the brick red color indicates the tornado watch, which is in effect now for all counties in the News 12 viewing area, minus Murphy around the area of Cherokee County, North Carolina. You are so far, again, not seeing a watch at this time in that particular location. Now, in and around areas north of Chattanooga, we've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, including for Hamilton County and the Chattanooga area. Now, the storms themselves, the worst part of that line is making its way through the area of northwest Marion, Grundy County, making its way back over into and around Sequatchie and Bledsoe counties from the west-northwest. This is moving along at about 40 miles per hour. The storms along this line are moving to the northeast, so they are, again, going to be chugging along with a lot of wind. There is the potential of wind damage with this storm as they come through. So again, that's what we're going to be keeping a very close eye on here as these storms make their way through. Northwest Georgia, Fort Oglethorpe, Dalton, Resaca, Lafayette, back over toward, again, north central Georgia. A few thunderstorms popping up around the area of Gilmer, Fannin counties, over towards south of North Carolina, but not much of anything going on outside of that. But that does show right there that these storms that are forming in and around that particular area are starting to pop well ahead of that particular line. So that is something to pay attention to at this point. Let's go into northeast Alabama, east of Huntsville, back over toward Hollywood, Scottsboro, Langston, the main line again across western areas of Jackson County in Alabama. Just about ready, about half an hour, 45 minutes, making its way into southwestern DeKalb County, DeKalb and Jackson counties, Alabama. That again is part of the News 12 viewing area. Now going up a little farther to the north on that, that again is showing the worst part of the line now into northern Sequatchie, western Bledsoe County. That means the worst part of the winds right through here, Pine Creek, Cagle, Brockdale, Brush Creek, Collins, Cedar Springs, right along that line is where that storm is going to be delivering the worst punch of the heaviest potential of winds. We're starting to see this really transition from a tornadic situation to a straight line wind situation. So anything along this line from I-40 all the way down to I-24 in Marion County, this is where we will be picking up the worst of the worst winds moving through within about the next hour or so. And again, if you're in and around Hamilton County, This storm has not even reached Hamilton County and Chattanooga just yet. It's moving in over those areas of the plateau, heading to the southeast. Lightning has dropped significantly, and that usually is a very good sign that the storms are kind of losing their punch a little bit. It's not a total guarantee of that because, again, the way the situation is shaping up, we could see this line move under this enormous amount of warm, buoyant, moisture-rich air ahead of it, act like a bulldozer and push that along with a decent amount of energy. So anywhere in front of this line, say roughly back to the west of I-75 in Tennessee, between there and I-24, this area into Hamilton County and surrounding counties could see the potential of some stronger conditions at just about any point in time. So it is imperative to make certain you are ready to go when it comes to seeking shelter should it become necessary on there. Again, for right now, the storm is moving to the east, give or take at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Let's do a quick storm track on here so you can see a little bit more about how far this storm is moving. Now, this is just to measure the line, and if this is going, let's just do an average of, say, 45 miles per hour, this particular cell will be reaching these coordinates on here on the left-hand side of your screen at those particular times of around 117, 118, 119. Again, this is going to be going through that area west of Chattanooga, right back over into Marion, Grundy, Sequatchie counties, moving to the southeast. So it's a good about maybe a little bit less than 2 hours away from Chattanooga and into that area. The leading edge of that is going to be making its way into western Hamilton County along that particular line, I would say within about 30 to 45 minutes. So these particular locations, the white dots, the neighborhoods, and the intersections that are listed here, you're going to be seeing this worst condition immediately within about the next maybe 10 minutes or so, time being 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. The storm itself, again, bringing its way on through here with the potential of that very heavy weather. Again, could be the possibility of damaging winds, could be the possibility of large hail, could be the possibility of tornadoes. Again, all of those are in play for tonight, and that is what we are watching at this time. Let's go ahead and clear some of this off here for just a little bit, and let's go ahead and take the lightning off for just a little bit. Right around the high top area, been picking up some pretty good markers for the possibility of some larger hail. Anything around 1 inch or greater, that is where we see the possibility of some strong hail. That updraft, keeping those larger hailstones up in the air, is a good indication that these storms really have a decent amount of updraft, some strong winds pushing those chunks of ice back up into the storm. So we've got a marker right around Skyline and just close to the high top area that we may be seeing, again, the possibility of 1.5 inch hail. So that is, again, not significant hail, significant severe hail, but it is severe. And anything around Baileytown, Skyline, High Top, right back around Eureka, Karnes, Stevenson, up toward Anderson, South Pittsburgh, I would be watching this very carefully as that hail signature gets a little bit closer to us. Now that went down by just a little bit. Let's do a reformed guess. Okay, now we're getting some markers of possible 2-inch hail between Skyline, Karnes, and southeast of High Top, and there is also a couple of markers in there for 1.5 inch hail. So this is a pretty active cell. 1.5 inch hail, that is nothing to be messing around with. Indoors is your best bet. Some very heavy rainfall into and around the area. Also could be leading to the possibility of some localized flash flooding. Not seeing that again for right now, but we do have, again, that's the worst that we can see for right now. For everybody asking about the time frames on here, anybody in the News 12 viewing area, we'd love to delineate everybody's city. For right now, we would be on the air for the rest of the night taking care of that. So would just suffice it to say that if you're west of Chattanooga, northeast Alabama, and up into southeast Tennessee, you're catching the worst of it for right now. South and east of Chattanooga, your possibility of getting severe weather is still to come, and there's a good bet, again, for the possibility of damaging winds and large hail. If we're lucky and everything is kind of calmed down a little bit, this is transforming from a tornadic situation to a straight line wind situation. Now, that's not exactly an improvement because, again, straight line winds can do just as much, if not more damage than just one singular tornado. So we need to be able to watch this, again, decently carefully on here. So, again, for right now, what we're seeing at 2:13 Eastern Time, this is the worst part of this entire line, and there are severe thunderstorm warnings from Albertville, Alabama, all the way up into Hamilton County, including Chattanooga, up to around I-40 to the west of Knoxville. So we have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in play as this storm line goes from west to east. Let's take a look real quick. Let me get you back to the watch situation here. As again, the current watches have been extended for right now. Everybody in the News 12 viewing area, minus Cherokee County, North Carolina, you are not under a watch at this time. The watch is in effect until, okay, this has been extended now until 6 a.m. Eastern and until 5 a.m. Central. So it appears that the Storm Prediction Center thinks that this system is slowing down by just a little bit to extend the time frame out just a little bit more. So we do still have this watch in effect, but this will be going on until Chip Chapman is on with his forecast on the morning show. So we do need to be weather aware up until this particular time as these storms come through. We do not have too much going on in the way of power outages right now. 200 reported outages around Bradley County, Franklin County in Middle Tennessee reporting 200, and a grand total of one customer without power in Polk County, Tennessee. So there's fortunately not a lot going on at this particular time. The updated forecast from the severe weather forecast from the Storm Prediction Center, now the information is definitely shifting east, heading over into the eastern mid-Atlantic states. The red color that you see on the screen there is where we see the potential of a moderate risk for severe weather. This is where we see a 4 out of 5 from the D.C., slightly closer to the Baltimore area, Richmond, Raleigh, east of Charlotte. This is where the worst of the worst activity will be, but we still have that threat of severe weather moving on through for tonight. We're not done with it yet. We still have a long ways to go, so that potential for severe weather will exist as we get into the rest of the day today. We also, again, will see the potential of that storm system moving out of the picture. The wind risk out there has diminished. It appears the significant wind threat, we're talking 70 to 75 mile per hour winds, that has reduced. So very good news on that one. Significant tornado threat also has been reduced, but look again where that threat is going, back over to the mid-Atlantic states. So if you're planning on traveling, say, east of Knoxville, Asheville, over into around the rest of the Carolinas, this is where we could see the worst activity of EF2 and larger tornadoes, long track tornadoes, tornadoes that come down and will remain on the ground for a very long period of time. Can do the most damage out there, so something again to watch. We also have gotten rid of our significant hail threat, even though we have a couple of cells out there that are showing some promise. The 2-inch or diameter larger hail threat, that's not showing up at this time, so good news again at this location. We do have a wind advisory that has been posted for the News 12 viewing area, at least most of it. For right now, the National Weather Service in Peachtree City has not issued a wind advisory at this point. Southeast Tennessee, Northeast Alabama, Western North Carolina, the light blue areas is where we will see wind gusts of 40, 45 miles per hour plus. So some choppy driving into the rest of Monday. This expires at 8 o'clock Eastern time. There is also all the way over into southeastern Monroe County. We have a high wind warning that will remain in effect until 10 o'clock up along the North Carolina-Tennessee line. That is, again, where we've got the potential of wind gusts over 50 to 60 miles per hour. National Weather Service Morristown showing the potential of some wind gusts in the highest elevations of parts of the Appalachians, possibly topping 70 to 75 miles per hour. So some very slow going for high profile vehicles, and also again for anybody driving anything like a delivery van, an SUV, anything that catches the wind like a sail. You could be looking at some very choppy conditions into the rest of the forecast on there for right now. A lot of questions on there about when everything's going to hit Chattanooga. We'll show you the radar again coming up here in just a little bit, but for right now, the other thing I want everybody to be paying attention to is the big temperature drop that is coming our direction. Numbers are going to be cooling off. It may feel quite mild out there right now, but as this system arrives, we're going to be seeing some very chilly conditions as we go into the rest of the forecast toward, again, the early morning hours. For those schools that do not have spring break this week, you're going to have some very chilly and windy conditions at the bus stop. And then that's about as good as it gets on temperatures for the rest of the morning, and for that matter, for the rest of the day. Just caught a flash of lightning off toward the western horizon on the 1% list Scenic City camera. So we do see those storms now visible, and now picking up some raindrops starting to hit the camera lens on the 1% list Scenic City camera, available on our EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network page if you'd like to check that out on there as well. All right, let's go ahead and give you a better idea as to what's going on. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. It looks like for right now, okay, the tornado watch remains in effect for a good portion of north central Alabama and south areas of Middle Tennessee. We also have the tornado watch again expanded over into the Eastern time zone until 6 a.m. Eastern time, and for 5 o'clock Central time in that time zone in parts of Tennessee and Alabama. The line itself, again, going from I-40 around Crossville down into northeast Alabama. Looks like we now have a new severe thunderstorm warning posted for DeKalb County. That's in effect until 2 a.m. Central, so you've got about 40 minutes left on that one. Let's give you a sector by sector scan here so that you know a little bit more about what's going on. First of all, we'll start with, again, north central, northwest Georgia. Tornado watch, yes. Scattered showers, yes. A couple of thunderstorms trying to get going over northeastern Georgia, but beyond that, really just not that much going on for right now. Going over to northeastern parts of Alabama, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for northeast Alabama, DeKalb and Jackson counties in the News 12 viewing area. And again, that's in effect now until 1:45 Eastern for Jackson, and for 1:45 Eastern as well. That second the second warning for southern DeKalb County, that one is in effect until 2 o'clock Central time. Now back up into southeast Tennessee, approaching western North Carolina. The strongest storms west of Spring City down through Pikeville, and again we have severe thunderstorm warnings for Hamilton County. The line itself right back over Marion and Sequatchie counties, about ready to cross that northwestern line, moving into the Chattanooga area within about the next hour or so. So the storm itself, again, will continue moving to the east. It's been going at a pretty good clip. Let's stop things for just a second and give you an idea as to what's happening with this line. Again, the line itself is moving across areas going at about, say, give or take 45 miles per hour. So this entire line will be impacting these white dots, which again is representing what you see over here on the left-hand side of the screen. This is where we have the arrival times, the neighborhoods, the intersections, the city or town names that we have within about the next 10 minutes or so as this moves from central into eastern time, crossing the area. Now just right at the northwest Hamilton County line, right at 2:22 Eastern time, and still seeing just a healthy amount of rain and winds with this storm. Nothing showing up in the way of any spin going on out there. So good news, and let's really hope that it stays that way, because at nighttime is one of the worst times to get anything in the way of tornadoes happening, to where you can't see them because they're either rain wrapped or it's just too dark to see anything without flashes of lightning illuminating things. So for right now, according to what we're looking at on what is called velocity scan, to where we can look inside the storm and see which way the winds are turning, we seem to be developing more of a straight line wind going through here. Now, that's not to say that we would not be able to pick up some notches along that line. Looking at the area right back northwest of Chattanooga, right along that particular line, there are some areas there that are pretty close. The red and green next to each other shows where the winds are turning, and that's how we can know where the winds are blowing the raindrops one way toward the radar or away from the radar. That tells us where the potential of possible tornado is located, but we really need to have a decently strong signature. We do have some green next to the red here, but we're not picking up anything that's really screaming a possible tornado vortex, according at least to the National Weather Service. So far, so good on the news there. Hopefully it stays that way, but for right now, there's really nothing out there that's showing the worst of the worst is going to be a tornadic situation. Chattanooga here, southern part of Hamilton County, the main line itself making its way across Whitwell, Sulphur Springs, close to Kettner Mill, around Inman, right around Jasper and Kimball to the west of Lads and just to the west of Nickajack Lake. And right around that area is where you're going to be getting some very heavy winds and the possibility. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hail signature, which not that much going on out there. The hail was pretty pronounced earlier, but now we're just not picking up that much. Now around Bridgeport, close to South Pittsburgh, we do have some markers showing 1-inch hail possibility. Down between Stevenson and Hollywood, a couple of signatures there, and right around Jasper, right off of I-24, excuse me, there is showing some markers showing the potential of 1-inch hail. This is not a guarantee that we're getting hail out there. This is just what the radar is actually showing us, the estimates that are given, and that is what we're going by for right now. So yes, there is a potential of it. No, there's no guarantee that we're going to see hail underneath this. There is the potential of very heavy damaging winds in all of this. So indoors is going to be your best bet as this system makes its way on through. Let's go back to radar reflectivity. Again, this just shows you the intensity of what's going on with the heaviest amount of rainfall out there. Northwest Georgia, you now have a severe thunderstorm warning for the areas around Dade, Catoosa, Walker, just over to the west of Whitfield County and back into northwestern Chattooga County. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning there. There's not much going on right now, but for that area, you see again right across northeastern Alabama, that entire line is about ready to aim for the Alabama-Georgia line south of the Tennessee line, and that is where we could see some problems with travel on south of the 2459 junction and going all the way down into around northeast Alabama, east of Birmingham, and back to the west of Atlanta. So this means that you've got strong storms heading your way for northwest Georgia. Chickamauga, Fort Oglethorpe, Cassandra, Amos Mill, Trenton, back toward Bronco, Hawkins, and right around Beulah and Eider. That's where we're going to be seeing the storm move through there. That'll be the worst potential for those storms to kick up some more problems. Again, we have severe thunderstorm warnings from Kingston and I-40 down across northwest Georgia now and northeast Alabama. So we have plenty of warnings taking place of a severe thunderstorm nature. At any point in time, these storms could go tornadic. We are under the tornado watch, which means the potential is there. We're just not seeing anything in the way of tornadoes for right now. Let's see, has this moved away from Middle Tennessee around Murfreesboro? Yes, Murfreesboro is picking up some pretty heavy rainfall in the lee of this system. Heavy rainfall between Nashville and down toward west of Chattanooga. But again, for right now, that is just rainfall taking place. Put the lightning display back on here for now. Some lightning up around Murfreesboro, and the worst lightning, again, from Crossville down to west of Chattanooga. The severe thunderstorm warnings that were in effect for Franklin, Tennessee, and Marion, Tennessee, okay, that's still in effect until 1:45 a.m., but this storm is now leaning its way over. We'll be moving into the Chattanooga proper area as we get into about the next half an hour or so. This is where we're going to see the worst of the worst. Ashley Nicole, how bad on 58? Any road out there for tonight is going to get soaked. We're going to have plenty of heavy rainfall. Could be the possibility of hail with that, and also could be the possibility of maybe, again, some very gusty winds with the thunderstorms and as this system passes afterwards. So no matter where you are driving in the News 12 viewing area tonight, overnight into early toward about daybreak, this is where we will see the worst potential out there. So it's about, if you're east of this line, you're going to be getting some raindrops on the windshield, but the worst part of this is going to be passing on through. So if you're heading from, say, Chattanooga up to Knoxville in the next hour, see if you can wait for a little bit, because otherwise you're going to be traveling right through this mess that is passing through, now making its way just to the north of Chattanooga around Dunlap, up toward around Dayton and west of Spring City. So all this is going to continue again to head east, and this is going to slow some things down. Not where you want to be traveling if at all possible. So if you can postpone your travel for give or take about 2 hours, I would do that just to stay off the roadways for a little bit, because otherwise, if you can't see 10 feet in front of you because of all the rain that's out there, you really don't want to be rushing down the roadway at highway speed, getting to wherever it is you're going at speed like that with that much water coming down for both between you, your car, and the roadway surface in your tires. Hydroplaning is like driving on ice, and then also the winds out there is going to be very choppy, so it's going to be very difficult to be getting around here until this line goes on through. So again, if you're around north of Chattanooga, up towards Spring City, Dayton, and Dunlap, you are getting hit with that storm system right now. West of Chattanooga, Whitwell, Marion County, and all the way down into around northeastern parts of Alabama. That system, again, is just to the west of I-59 and moving into northwestern areas of Georgia. So that will be the worst of the worst activity going on there. So traveling, if you have to, again, see if you can delay it by just a little bit, just to be on the safe side. Good opportunity to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe if at all possible. The wet windshield, that's nothing compared to slipping and sliding out there with winds, heavy rainfall, and the possibility of golf ball sized hail coming down. That also is very dangerous at this point. So expecting that potential, and again with that tornado watch in effect for the entire News 12 viewing area, again minus western North Carolina, that again at any point in time any of these storms could drop a tornado. It only takes just a little bit of a change in energy to get enough energy going to get these storms to produce something tornadic. So I would be very cautious out there and paying attention to what is happening and be weather aware throughout the course of the rest of the morning hours. All right, that should do it for right now. I'm going to wrap things up here and send it back to your usual Monday morning programming. We'll keep you up to date on this. We'll break into regular programming on air as per necessary, so definitely want to keep it tuned to News 12. If you don't have that weather radio working, get it out of the box, put the battery in, plug it in, program it. If you'd like to know more about doing that, head to our website at the bottom of the page at wdef.com/weather. We've got a video there that can show you how to program it and help you to stay safe. This is one of the best pieces of equipment you could possibly have to make sure that you're safe on this particular location. So,
There are a couple of wind damage reports if you want to pass that along.
Okay.
One over in Dunlap at 125, someone reported several trees down across the county. Also in Marion County, there was reports of several trees down as well. Again, I was at 124 this morning, so I don't know how well my audio is able to pick up, but again, that's in Marion County and Sequatchie County near Dunlap and also near Jasper.
okay, all right. The voice of News 12 weather intern Spencer Holt coming out of the right-hand side of the screen. Thank you very much for that. What you're looking at right now on screen is reports of, again, wind damage that have been reported by either law enforcement, Skywarn spotters, amateur radio operators, or, again, anybody out there calling the National Weather Service or 911. Several trees down, and wind damage is going to be a very good possibility with the passage of this storm coming on through. Portions of Sequatchie County, several trees reported down around the Dunlap area, as Mr. Spencer just said. Tree down reported in Hollywood in Jackson County, Alabama, and trees blocking both lanes, but it does not say which route is being blocked at this point. That's 4 miles south of Pisgah, Alabama. In southern Jackson County, right along the DeKalb-Jackson County line. So we do have now reports of damage coming in from this storm. Fortunately, it's just, and I say fortunately because it's not a tornado, fortunate. We do not have any more reports than this, but we will be getting more reports of these in the course of the next few hours. Again, please remember that it's going to be wind damage that is going to be the primary thing we're going to be looking for out there. So we've got some damage reports already. More than likely going to see more coming up within the course of the next couple of hours as this system moves through. And keep in mind, again, if you're going east of the area in the next couple of hours, that is where we're going to see the worst of the worst when it comes to anything involving both heavy rain, hail, and the potential, a bigger potential east of us for tornadoes later on today. 4 out of 5 risk over toward the Carolinas, the Virginias, and the mid-Atlantic states. So that is something you're really going to have to pay attention to if you are traveling as we go into the rest of the day today. But fortunately, right now, what we have is just a straight line wind situation. Indoors is going to be your best bet, postponing travel for a little while until this system rolls on through. And again, be prepared to get to shelter because we are under a tornado watch, which means, again, that it is possible for at just about any point of the area. Teresa Kinselau, is it out of the area for Soddy Daisy? No, at this time. It is just now moving into the Soddy Daisy area to the west in northwestern Hamilton County. So no, Soddy Daisy is not out of it. Carrie Brown from Tryon, Georgia, thank you very much for dropping by and keeping an eye on things. Gage DeMarco, windy in Cleveland, thank you very much for the report. Iris Hess, how bad will the storm be for Soddy Daisy? Again, what we're looking for, the worst of the worst for now, will be the potential of wind and hail damage and the possibility of very heavy rainfall. That's all of Hamilton County. We'll be picking that up, and every county along and with this particular line to where we could see, again, damage coming on through. Within about the next half an hour or so, this storm is just west of Chattanooga proper, so this will be moving through here. Gusty winds. It's not the storm that it was, but it still has a decent punch to it. So right now, time to be weather aware and time to stay safe in and around this area. So if you're in this area west of Chattanooga, that's where the line is moving through. East of Chattanooga, the line is heading for you right now, and that's going to be crossing I-75 between Chattanooga and around Knoxville within the hour. It's right to the west of I-59. That's going to be crossing through between the 2459 junction and down toward Birmingham. Again, about a half an hour before it hits there, and about an hour before it moves into the warning area of northwest Georgia. All right, that should do it for now. Going to go ahead and wrap this up, let the computers catch up with all the data, and give you a bit of a break here. But we will be monitoring the situation, and we will let you know more about what is happening. Stay tuned on air, and of course, we are live on Facebook and our YouTube channel to keep you updated in this very early morning hours of Monday, the 16th of March. That'll do it for now, live and direct from downtown Chattanooga. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. Thanks for joining us for the update in regards to what's happening with severe weather, and we'll have more coming up, the wrap-up on News 12 this morning, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern with Chip Chapman, who's already here getting things ready to go, and of course we'll have updates and break-ins should it become necessary with more warnings. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised.